This is Asleep Upon My Pillow of Dreams, and I wrote it in 2002. Well, actually, it's a compilation of 30 years of my poems. And let's see. Well, I'm going to read the hardest poem, because this poem is very sad. Very, very, very sad. And there are a lot of women in the world who have lost a baby. And my experience in the hospital was devastating. And then I wrote this poem shortly after. So I'm going to read the poem and then I'll tell you the story. Just a moment ago. Just a moment ago, you were inside me. I was feeding you and holding you. I kept you warm and you felt secure. We were together. You were with me all day, doing everything I needed to do. We were one. I don't know what happened, why you couldn't survive inside me. You were supposed to grow strong and live a healthy life. Your departure, however, makes me feel so alone. I thought I wanted to get you out because you died, but now I just want you back. To hold you in my arms once more, but that is impossible. I can't believe this has happened. However, I know that God does not let us be tempted beyond what we can bear. So your leaving me may make me a stronger person, a more compassionate person. My dear, sweet little girl, your family loved you even before we saw you. Our pain will soften over time, but the memory of you will always remain. May your spirit ascend to the Most High God and be remembered for eternity. And that was written on July 2nd, 2004, in memory of Tiara Mariana Spikoski. I was 4 months pregnant and I went to the doctor to find out what the sex was. I mean, they were doing other things, but I brought one of my children with me and we were talking about how excited, ooh, is it a boy, is it a girl? We wanted them to look, right? So we go in there. He was probably, well, he was 5. So we go in there and the doctor or the technician went away and then brought a doctor back who basically told me that my baby was dead. I was 4 months and that I had to schedule a DNC. And I had to wait a week to do it. So I was carrying a dead baby for a week in my maternity clothes. And so I went to my appointment and literally walked myself in by myself to the check-in. And then they gave me Pitocin to make the contractions start, and there was no relief. It was like nothing like actually anything to do with the baby. They called the fetus I can't think of the word. Tissue. They referred to my baby as tissue. And then they wrapped her up and let me hold her. And she looked like an alien. They had a box for whatever mementos I wanted to keep. And I have the box still. She was this big. You could see straight through her skin. I honestly don't think that I needed to see her, because, well, I mean, I had her cremated. Anyway, it totally destroyed me. I was like, I had 5 children that were all healthy, and that happened, and it was like, she'd be 15 right now. What would life be like with her here? You know? So we often, everyone has trauma, right? That is a traumatic event. And I can cry about it. And I bring her with me. Oh, I'm not wearing my necklace, but I have a necklace that has all of my children on it. And she's on there. You know, death is something that happens in life. My father's died. My grandma's died. So how do we deal with grief? Because the reality is that it doesn't have to be death that has to do with grief. Grief is for anything that you're sad about, that you've been traumatized for. It's the process of grief that people really need to understand. I've seen different versions. There's 5 to 7 steps that are involved. Denial, anger, disbelief, sadness, and acceptance. I'm just going to go with those 5. So the process of grief is like the length of time it takes for you to grieve is personal. So, you know, you hear stories about people who are condemned because, oh, you should get over that, you know. The reason why people can't get over things is because that's not the only thing that they need to grieve. There's like this train that you need to deal with each thing, because, and actually if you go from the beginning and go forward, that's what I did. I went back, you know, and like whenever I'd have things like pop in my mind, I just processed the grief for it, each of them. Because if you could literally say to yourself or to anybody else when shit hits the fan, is Hakuna Matata. Okay? No worries. Within reason, right? Allow the grieving, but don't keep it with you. Don't keep all of that trauma with you. So I lost my baby. And I wanted to hold the baby so bad for so long, you know? But I also lost a natural affection for my other children, which is very sad. I died inside. So how did I get through that? I did a lot of things. I got a bachelor's degree in psychology. I went to therapy for myself because I went into a major depression, and I did the inner work of grieving all of my traumas so that I can be happy in life, right? Who wants to hold on to all the baggage? The world is beautiful. People are stuck in their house, especially if you're in Minnesota where it's freezing. But there's so much joy in life all around you, your family, even when you're not getting along. You know, it's that ride to the pool hall with your son that you're never going to forget happened. You find joy in little things. It doesn't even cost money. You know? So how do you process the grief? So let's say what I do. I lay in my bed on my back. So I put my hand on my heart. And my heart, well, at the time I didn't realize what I was doing, but I learned about it later. It's the heart-mind connection. And basically, you're connecting, we are energy. So there's a lot to understand, but basically we're energy. So our energy is flowing through us. And at the time when I was doing my meditation, I would put my hand where I felt pain in my body. And it just happened to be my freaking heart. So I'd hold my heart and I would just relax and allow myself to feel the pain of each and every trauma that's ever happened. And I can recall them, but I don't give them my energy anymore because I accept it. I let it go. It's in the past. The future is bright. So, put your hand, and you'll actually feel movement inside of your body, and it's like it may cause you to have gas or burping, but you're basically trying to work it through, okay? That's what you're doing physically, energetically, right? Mentally. So what's happening in your mind is so if you're having pain from something, you're going to start thinking about it. Like, why this or why that, or trying to understand it. What did I do? It's that constant nagging. If it goes on too long, then it leads to either self-hating, or it will lead to fear of the unknown, fear of losing everything, or whatever, fear, which is causing anxiety. So it's about finding that balance, and the way that your synapses work in your brain, basically there's neurons that fire off and create connections in your mind that actually maintain a thought or a thought pattern. So if you already have that wired, then your thought is going to go straight there. But you can actually cut those out by putting them other places, and not, like, let's say you have a thought, you know that it's not good for you to think that way, so you have to immediately change it when you think it, and then you think of something else. So over time, after practice of doing that, those nerves die, and it's no longer automatic. And when you do it for all of your traumas, when you become centered within your own self, forgiving yourself, being grateful for anything and everything that you appreciate in the world. It could be air, because when you are in gratitude, it changes your DNA. So the more you can be in gratitude and forgiving others, then it's better for you. That doesn't mean that if someone is disrespecting your boundaries, that you're just like, oh, I forgive you. Oh, I forgive you, when they're still doing it and they're hurting you, right? No, you will not treat me that way. And if you do, I will not interact with you. Because that's good for you. To not allow people to hurt you. You are meant more for suffering. You are meant to enjoy this beautiful earth and everything it has to offer. And a lot of you, a lot of people, I don't have money to go do whatever I want, but I did move to the Gulf because I need that earth. I need that part of the earth for me. Maybe you need the mountains. Maybe you need Minnesota. You want to go skiing. It's whatever brings you happiness. And it's out there. It's available. It's right here. Right now. I'm actually dealing with some difficult things right now. But reminding myself that I'm grateful. Okay? It's not just saying it either. It's like, oh yeah, thank you. No, it's like feeling the gratitude. I'm grateful for the air. I'm grateful for the ability to make my room look cool and move things around. I'm grateful for my mind. I'm grateful for my heart. And it's a lot of information. So if you have any questions, just write an answer or a question in the box below. If you'd like to leave a comment, give me some feedback. I really hope you have a beautiful day, and this information helps you to understand the actual physical process of releasing, transmuting, dissipating that negative energy, because you deserve to be happy, and it doesn't matter what mistakes you've ever made. Forgive yourself. Stop doing things that are going to hurt you or other people, and you're going to be good. Love you.